Hey y'all, I'm back with another haul. This one's a mini haul. But I went to, let me leave that alone for now. I went to McKay's in Nashville. And even though I grew up in Nashville, I never knew that McKay's existed. But it's basically this giant physical multimedia store. And when I say giant, it's fucking huge, okay? It's enormous. There are 2 levels, there's an elevator, and there's just a bunch of stuff. There's old game consoles, games, books, CDs, vinyls, magic cards. There's just a whole bunch of shit. So I went there, and there's gonna be a little vlog about it. Just keep an eye out for that. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to get a ton just because it wasn't as... I'm getting a phone call. Wonder who this could be. So, like I was saying, I didn't get a whole lot just because the affordability, while lots of things were cheaper than they would have been if you went to a traditional bookstore, it wasn't as cheap as I'm used to. And that is because if you watch my last video, you will know that I am a half-price books lover. All right, me and half-price books were like this. So I got a little spoiled by their prices, and then when I went to McKay's, it was like a completely different ball game. I expected to leave McKay's with like 2 boxes full of things, and I did not. Pops, go on, you can have the box later. So along with the McKay's stuff, I'm also going to be showing what I got at Half Price Books recently when I went there with my friend Katie, if you're watching this. But we're gonna start with McKay's because that was the main focus of the video. So I only brought home 1 DVD, and that's a little disappointing, but the DVD is The Witches of Eastwick. Now I will say that the DVDs, their prices were pretty consistent until you got to like collector's editions and box sets and stuff. So the movies were pretty affordable. There just wasn't really all that many that I wanted. But yeah, The Witches of Eastwick, I have never seen it. I have always wanted to. But I've got a weird thing about like going out of my way to watch something on some kind of streaming service or finding it somewhere, and it's so much easier for me to try something new if I have the physical media for it, because it's always going to be there, you know what I mean? Like, it's never going to be threatened to be taken off of anything. So I'm very excited to watch this, and you know what? I might watch it today because you can't tell behind me because it is just bright white in the video. But we are in the middle of a very sizable storm. We are in Kentucky, and so we're just getting hit over and over with several heavy rains, and our area is already starting to flood. We're under tornado watches, flood warnings. We had, I think, 2 or 3 tornado warnings. I think they were warnings, but they could have been watches last night. And so I just think it's a perfectly good movie to watch today just because of the vibe and the gloominess, and I love a good rain shower, y'all. So it'll probably be The Witches of Eastwick and, damn, what's that other movie called? The one with Sandra Bullock, that witch movie. That one's a good one. So we might be flip-flopping through witch movies today. Moving on. I've got Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. I know it's like one of the classics. I do not know what it's about. I read what it was about when I bought it. I have already forgotten. So I don't remember why I got it, but I do know that it piqued my interest enough to get it, so that's what I've got here. And then I think my final pickups, just because I didn't want to go crazy and spend a bunch of money at that store, because I don't really got it like that to spend, you know what I mean? Now, I found, just casually, like I was just walking, I don't even remember which aisle I was in, but I was walking around and the pastels, you can't really see it. Can you? No, probably not. But like on the spines of these books, they're pastel-y and pretty, and so it obviously caught my eye. And I look closer, and it looks like these should be a box set. They were not in a box set, but it looks like they all kind of go together. I'm gonna try and get closer to the camera to see if I can show you. But see, they all kind of look like they go together. And it's a bunch of Jane Austen books. Now, I have had Jane Austen books in my thrift books cart for quite some time. I've never pulled the trigger on them, but when I saw the prices on these and just the condition they're in, I did not think I would beat it using thrift books. So I have got Emma, I have got Persuasion, Sense and Sensibility, Mansfield Park, which is what I'm really excited to read. I've heard this one is fantastic. Pride and Prejudice, and Lady Susan and Other Works. Oh, that kind of felt like it had something in it. No, was that a broken page? Oh, well, now that's going to be upsetting. And of course, now I can't find it. Well, I guess I'll find it when I get to it. But this one, $5.50. Pride and Prejudice, $3.50. Mansfield Park, also $3.50. Sense and Sensibility, $4. Persuasion, also $4. And Emma with $3. So running total for this, I spent $30 at McKay's and got a good decent amount of things for just $30. So it still is a little easier on your wallet than a traditional bookstore. And honestly, these books probably would not have been any cheaper at Half Price Books just because of their condition and their paperbacks. But really, I think the only one that could have been lower at Half Price Books is the Lady Susan and Other Works, which is the $5.50 one. Now, if you know, at Half Price Books, usually the hardback covers are no more than $5. Sometimes you get a little up there with $8. Last time I went, I think I saw a $10, but overall, still pretty affordable, just not as affordable as I hoped it would have been. Now, moving on to the Half Price Books haul. I went with old Katie Kate, my Katie cat, and we were just kind of hanging out. I had some errands to run in BG, and so she came with me, and so we stopped at a Half Price Books. We also stopped at Meijer, which was really fun. I kind of wish I had my camera with me because I love Meijer, y'all. Starting off with, I guess we'll do the VHS tapes. It took me a while to find them. They moved them pretty recently, and my husband's grandmother, his paternal grandmother, passed away pretty recently. Well, so did his maternal grandmother, but out of the shed when they were cleaning it out, he found a VCR. I almost couldn't say VCR. Well, he restored it. He just got it working again. And so I have been really into getting VHS tapes because I love a good VCR moment. That's all, I mean, that's what I grew up on, was the VCR, and then it was the DVD player. And if you were fancy, you had the VCR DVD player combo. I digress. But I got Old Yeller. Old Yeller was one of the first books I really remember reading in class that wasn't, you know, like a one of them thick cardboard books, if anybody knows what I'm talking about. And it broke my heart, and then I watched the movie and it broke my heart, and so I got it on VHS because it breaks my heart, and I love an Old Yeller. We will do games. Now, I still have a PS4. I will not apologize for having a PS4. It's what I got. And they had Destiny for $1 at Half Price Books. And they don't usually have PS4 games. They'll have Xbox One, Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 2, but they rarely ever have PlayStation 4 games. So I just grabbed it while I was there. I figured it would be something more, you know, that I could play. It was $1, bro. Like, are you kidding me? So I couldn't pass that up. Brought it home. Gonna play that at some point. And then we've got movies. Movies. Now, the movies at Half Price Books in the Green Line section, they're $1 a piece, or you can get 20 for $12, or you can build a flat, and they're about this long, about that wide, and you can fill that whole thing for like $25. So when I tell you Half Price Books is the most affordable book place you'll ever go to, and that includes all kinds of physical media, I mean it. So I got some things for my husband, some things for me, and some things that we would both enjoy. Mind you, I only paid $20, I think. No, probably less than that. Hold on. Yeah, I paid $12 probably, because I got quite a few, and even Katie threw some of hers in to get it to the quota in order to get the deal for it. So I got Donnie Darko for Jacob. I stress for Jacob, I'm not interested in most of what he watches, but he's got a Donnie Darko tattoo, so I figured, you know, would get it for him. Blade Trinity, the unrated version. He might convince me to watch that with him. The unrated special edition Boondock Saints, also for him. Treasure Planet. He adores this movie, so you know I had to get it for him. Ghost Rider, also got it for him. Then we've got Daredevil, the one with Ben Affleck. Memoirs of a Geisha. This is Katie's copy. She's lending it to me, so I've got to watch it and send it back to her, but it's in the box, so it's in the video. Oh, okay. We've got a 3-movie Will Ferrell collection: Step Brothers, The Other Guys, and Talladega Nights. Paranormal Activity, the first one. The complete second season of The Walking Dead. Now the tag right here says $3.99, but it also says Goodwill. I did not get this at Goodwill. I got this at Half Price Books, and it's got a little Talking Dead pamphlet in here. I wonder what year. Oh, it's got the pre-order for Resident Evil in here. The Walking Dead Zombie Hunter video game advertisements. Action figures. Oh my god, they're awful. I didn't open this up before. Okay, but anyway, it's just, you know, got the huge, oh, I guess I should get that in frame, huh? Just, you know, it's got the discs, everybody's on them. I've got Elektra. Jacob has seen it. He says that it's not that good, but I love Jennifer Garner, and Elektra as a character is fascinating to me, so I got that. I got a Laugh Out Loud movie collection, and before you guys make fun of me, I grew up on Adam Sandler. I will always love Adam Sandler. I always will love Adam Sandler. That's just how it is. If you don't think he's funny, then you don't think he's funny. But don't make fun of me for thinking he's funny. So I've got Just Go With It, That's My Boy, and Jack and Jill. And honestly, I really only got this for Jack and Jill. That one to me is such a stupid, funny movie. Major Payne. Stepfather. Now I watched this movie way too young, and then my parents got divorced. Okay. Then my mom got a boyfriend. Okay. And she married that boyfriend. Okay. So I thought I was gonna be murdered for a while after I watched that movie. Racing Stripes. Horse Girl. Okay. Hayden Panettiere. She's in this. There's a zebra. He races. He's in this. I don't know. I loved this movie when I was a kid. And what's his name? Is David Spade is one of the flies, and they were always my favorite. So I think this might be on the lineup for today too. It's just a really good comfort movie. And Because of Winn-Dixie, little backstory on Because of Winn-Dixie in my personal life. What grade was I in? I was probably in the 3rd or 4th grade, and we read Because of Winn-Dixie. And if I can remember correctly, in the book, I really hope I'm remembering the right book. There were like recipes scattered throughout the book. And for a project, every kid picked a recipe and we brought it to class and ate it as a class. And I picked these haystack things. It's like butterscotch and I want to say some kind of like Asian noodle. Maybe it wasn't a noodle. Maybe it was no, but I feel like it was a noodle. Anyways, hey, that was delicious. It was the class's favorite, okay? And you know who made it? My mommy. And she can't cook for her life. But damn, she can make a haystack. And then, finally, we move on to CDs. Now, I have always been a physical media girl. I've never really had the storage space for it or the money to do so. And then I found Half Price Books. And now I have the money-ish to do so, but not quite so much the storage space. So we're gonna have to figure that out before I expand my collection any further. But I don't know. I've been rewatching Gilmore Girls and Lane's enthusiasm about CDs, and I don't know. So I picked out some CDs. I've got Miss Miranda Lambert, love her. Oh, wouldn't you know it, another Miss Miranda Lambert. Miranda. I've got the Cranberries, Miss Pat Benatar, Gretchen Wilson, and a fan favorite, Reba. I love Miss McIntyre. Let me tell you something. She eats it up every time. Every time she eats it up. I did not find any Dolly Partons like I was hoping I would. I also was looking for not Pearl Jam, Blue Oyster Cult. I was looking for some of those. Couldn't find any CDs. But when we were at McKay's, I found a Blue Oyster Cult vinyl record. But do you want to know how much that motherfucker was? $49. I don't have $49 to spend on a vinyl. But hopefully in the future I will, because I really do like Blue Oyster Cult. I've been getting into them more recently, but I also grew up on them. I think what is happening is I am approaching, not middle age, I'm approaching my mid-20s, and all I want to do is go back in time and relive everything I grew up on. Gilmore Girls, classic rock, Video games, I've been playing the old Call of Duties lately that I never really got to play, but got a little bit of a taste of from my uncle, from my brother, you know. So I've been doing a lot of that recently. Just getting back in touch with my inner child, who she was, who she is now, you know. Not to get too deep or anything, but I'm wearing pink more, so all around, I think I'm just healing. But that's all. That's it. That was my little mini haul to accompany the vlog, which you should go check out. As of right now, when I am filming, it's not out yet, but by the time this goes up, it probably will be. So either way, keep an eye out for it. Give it a watch, give it a like, give it something. Maybe not a dislike. I'll cry. Not really. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and get off here because I'm starting to get really hot and I need to get back in my nightgown. So I'll see you guys next week. Bye. This is a lot to take in.
It's a crap load.
Like at once. Hells Angels. What a surprise. The muggers never heard of Truman Capote. There was like a bookstore called the National Bookstore.
Oh.
I was like, well damn, when did that one get here? Because I'm still gone, lost.
Wow.